Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
I'm graduating. What? Look at that. Dude. 5.5 years, yo. And here I am. Today, all of my grades just posted. I passed all my classes. So I'm really walking for real. Like, a couple days ago, I wasn't sure if I was going to, but.
Oh, yes.
So as you enter this new chapter, remember, find your purpose, live your purpose, but most importantly, use your purpose to lift others.
This is what my tuition paid for, huh? 5 years.
You know, we should came every year.
I know, right? All these years of being here and I never took a trial.
They had him at the beach.
So nice.
That is gorgeous, huh?
Sure, yeah. So when they say caviar cone, they like really said caviar cone. Laguna Sunset.
Where?
Oh, yeah. Yep, sunset's over there. Oh look, you got surfers down there. If it wasn't so hazy, you would probably see more. Guys, you got the bride side. Hey, 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 hey. Oh. Get him, Mark. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Yo, it's been a while. And partially it was because of school. Now, just to recap my experience just a little bit, I started my undergrad August of 2020 and finished my degree. Technically, it's not done, but finished my degree December 2025. It honestly took that long because one, it's engineering, and engineering is tough. In between my breaks, I worked like 2 jobs. I tried not to work during the school year, but I was still working during the school year. Like I created organizations on campus. I was competing in competitions. I was maximizing my experience as best as I could. So your girl was busy, like 24 hours around the clock. And there's been many a times where in between those breaks or during school, I would want to start like vlogging again or start the channel, but I just couldn't find the time, and I was struggling with time management. Like with all the stuff that I was already a part of, I was like, I don't know if I can like even do this while I am here in school. Like literally just couldn't do YouTube while doing biomedical engineering. Now, it was a really great experience. I went to California Baptist University, which is just a private school outside of Riverside. If you are familiar with University of California, Riverside, we're the sister school, but like we're a little bit more low-key. When I applied, they were not my dream school, but I wanted to go to California. You know, little girl from Maryland, PG County. Just wanted to like get out of PG County. Like I love PG County, but I wanted to get out of PG County. I couldn't stay there. I was too chicken to apply to my dream school because I felt like I just wasn't ready for it. So I applied to Cal Baptist, and now I'm like ready for my dream school again. So another story, another time. We'll discuss that later. Right now, I would say that just reflecting on my academic history, I mean, when I first started, I failed like almost all of my classes my first year. Now we can blame COVID, right? We can blame COVID, and I was in person too because I had in-person labs, which was just so crazy to think about because we're 6 months into the pandemic, and like, anyways, I failed like more than half of my classes my first year. And so my second and third year was me just retaking some of those classes. And in my second year, I was still struggling. I was kind of, I'm mid-editing right now, and I totally forgot to complete my point. But what I was going to say was that we can blame COVID, but COVID was not the problem. Like the entire country was shut down, and that should have been the opportunity for me to get straight A's, like given that everything was online. But the fact that this was my first year of college, coming out of a strict quarantine, or not even come out of, but like we were still in quarantine, but I was like in my room for months on end. I just fell into like this deep state of depression, and like I just didn't want to do school, but I wanted to go away. You know what I mean? So I used college for like a year and a half as like my study abroad or gap year while in school. So I wasn't doing work. I did enough to get by, but obviously that didn't work because if I failed like half of my classes, I clearly didn't do anything. But I was there for the sake of just being somewhere outside of my room, and I didn't take college as serious as I know I should have. Coming from an honor roll student in high school, like heavy on my grades, I was so adamant about doing well academically that once I got to college, I was like, nah. Like, I tasted a bit of freedom and I just ran with it. And it wasn't until my second year in starting my organization on campus that I really got it together. And I was like, okay, we gotta get it. But it was so interesting because also too in my second year, I had started or opened a National Society of Black Engineers chapter on my campus. Now that opened up so many doors for me, and it kind of just like catapulted me into the trajectory of my purpose, like my career, like because when I started biomedical engineering, I was like, okay, well, this is just what life is. I knew I was interested in engineering. Biomedical engineering intrigued me, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with that degree. So I was like, okay, well, let me just go into engineering and get me a researching job or just something that's high paying, and then we'll just do life from there. But me, the rebellious spirit in me, couldn't even let that happen. Like my third year of college, I woke up and I realized that there's more to the world than just being an engineer in that sense, and that engineering can look different, and that there's like this side to like engineering where you can also do business and design, and like my mind was completely blown. And after that, I've just been in the pursuit of finding that Vanessa who feels fulfillment in what she's doing, feels like she's on purpose. And that has just been my like past 5.5 years, which is so crazy to think about. I've deleted a lot of old videos on this channel and I decided to leave some up, but just to see my growth as a human. And one thing that I do regret is that I wish I was growing in public. Like I wish I showed you guys my process, because I do believe that I'm constantly being made an example for people. Like many people see to me as a role model, and that is because my struggles become a testimony. I am an overcomer. Any hurdle, barrier, God has put an overcoming spirit in me. So I know that I'm just a testament to whoever. I just wish I did that in public. Like I wish that I was able to just show everyone that. I wish everyone was able to see that process. Like I wish people were able to see it in real time, but it's okay. I'm being obedient now. And all this to say, I just graduated. Now what? Now my life begins. It doesn't stop there. Like the adventure keeps going. Now I'm not bounded by classes. I'm not bounded by a time frame, a time schedule. Like now I am kind of free in a sense, but it's also interesting because I mean, now I have to start my career and it's a little scary. So it's a very exciting time right now, but it's also very scary. And so I was even reluctant on showing this side of my process, but I really do think that because I know that it will always all work out for my good. Like it will work out. I just want people to see how. If I can go back 5.5 years to the Vanessa who needed that help, she would be watching this video right now, trying to figure it out, trying to hear from like that big sister type of, you know? So I'm here to be someone who is me 5 years ago, stepping into the world and trying to figure out life. What that inflection point that made me get really serious about moving to the direction of purpose and trying to really find it was this summer. I interned at Cummins as a product systems validation engineer intern. My first internship, right? Like for years I've been like so just trying to get an internship, and then I got one in engineering. I was like, oh yes, okay, well this is life, like I've made it. And then I got there and I was like, wait, I don't like this. Like I think in the latter half of my internship experience, like maybe like week 7 out of 8 or week 6 out of 8 or 9, I was just on Pinterest trying to build a different life. Like work itself was just so unfulfilling. It was a good challenge and I enjoyed it, but I did not see myself being there. Really going into prayer and asking God, like, what is it? Like, what is it that you want to do through me, and what experiences will bring about that woman that you need me to become? And ever since I've like said yes during the summer to God, I've been led to experiences that have been bringing up more in me. That's been kind of bringing up those bigger questions in me. And I've been in deep reflection about all of this since like months prior 2026. So all that to say, the 5.5 years have led me up to this very moment. And in this very moment, I've been just thinking about what 2026 will look like. So my vision for the future. Where is God leading me? Or where do I think God is leading me? Or who am I to become in this process? That's all of the questions that I've been asking myself for months. And since the new calendar year has just started, it's something that I've been really sitting with.
We're not going to just do vision boarding this year. We're going to approach this in a stepwise progression way, you know? First, deep reflection. Extra points if you've journaled throughout the year. It's very helpful for me to go back to my entries and look at my behaviors, my mindsets, where I was, and to do a deep analysis behaviorally, but to like figure out what worked and what didn't work. And then vision boarding. What do I envision myself for next year? Like what do these pictures make me feel? And then I want you to logic model. What behaviors will produce the desired outcomes. And then you're gonna 12-week year map on Notion or like any other site or source you wanna use. I highly suggest Notion for organization. But then create routines, not rigid, for me, I'm not really, but create routines that person follows. One of my core competencies is definitely project management. So having this massive view helps me to see all the pieces and gives me a better, just informs my next decision, helps me to map out my day-to-day and gives me structure. As I continue to strategically plan, my board will get a little bit more full. But something I wanted to point out was that it's very important to have your goals and key performance indicators visible. And then having this master view of important dates to do.
So for one, I've been doing a lot of reflective writing, not only journaling, but like more reflective writing towards my career. So I follow this lady on YouTube. Her name is Jenny Clark. She is a high-level executive or ex-executive recruiter, but she is very intelligent and she is fully embodied. She is someone that I like really admire because I could tell that she's really spent time getting to know herself and she's very introspective. I think I've asked myself enough questions, and then you get around another introspective person and you realize that there is so many more questions to ask. There's so many more things to find out. One of her resources is this career mapping workbook that I've been doing, and just from the 5.5 years of me experimenting with engineering and different, I've done consulting work for a little bit. So through that, I realized that I definitely do want to go into consulting, and I definitely do want to get into product management, whether it be a tech company, biotech. 2-3 years down the line, I definitely do want to get my MBA. I had realized that engineering was a great foundation to have, but something about business in engineering, something about it, it really brings that sense of fulfillment in me. And when I look back to the moments and times where I've been in projects, and what deeply had brought a sense of fulfillment in me was always being at that epicenter between, or that juncture between business, design, engineering, just being at that epicenter and kind of just that collaborative piece of all of those sectors have always been interesting to me. So I've been saying that I wanted to get into product management for like a good 1.5 years now, but I definitely am now not looking very small at what I could do as an engineer. Also, I want international experience. Now, your girl's been out the country, but I don't believe that I am well traveled yet. My passport needs to be stamped up and I really need to just explore the world, but also from the lens of technology. One of the things that I'm really deeply interested about is just the way of the world in technology. We are evolving as a species, but our technology is evolving even faster. I think that's a really interesting sector to be in. Just even the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, the bubble that a lot of these AI tech companies are in, and there needs to be some sort of standard, some sort of guideline for these companies. For right now, we're just going to keep building my skill sets. We're going to put myself out there. I would say that now being back in Maryland, it's a little tough because California is my desired area, which will lead us into the next topic. Why do I want to make California my home? So then why do I want to make California my home? Why Bay Area? Why do I like California? So the nonprofit that I'm working for is based out of Calabasas, California, which is in SoCal. Now I will say that I spent 5 years in Riverside, which is an hour and some change away from the LA area. Thank God, I'm not really a big fan of LA, but something about SoCal. I love SoCal. In my little montage video, I took my family around Orange County, just SoCal area. And like it's just such a utopia there. It's just so different from Maryland. Maryland is so hustle bustle culture. I mean, we got DC right there, we got New York up there, we're right in the middle. Like it's just such a hustle culture out here. But California is just laid back and free, but they get their stuff done. And there's something to say for the fact that Silicon Valley is if not the world leading tech hub center, which is just insane. So I definitely want to be there to learn. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to go to a school in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley to be more specific. And I never really knew why. I just knew that I really needed to get there. And it kind of came, like, as I was in college, it came a little bit more clear and abundant to me that there's an energy, like the energy there is something I want to learn. I definitely do want to relocate to the Bay Area. Try that out for a couple months, see how I like it. I love hiking, and I heard the hiking spots there are phenomenal. Even now too, as I'm becoming a runner, I can just imagine how amazing the runs there are in the mountains. Just how everyone has that entrepreneurial spirit, and just, I don't know, the energy there. It's just different. It reminds me a lot of the DMV though, the Bay Area. It's like a West Coast version of the DMV when it comes to like the Black culture and stuff. So we'll see. But I definitely do know that I will be in the Bay Area very soon. So all I can say is that coming up, I have a Jamaica trip with my family, which would be great. I have a birthday coming up, and then just nonprofit work and leading up to our event in May. So I will definitely be in California, Calabasas, California in May. So those things are you can expect coming up. But I'm curious, like, what do you want to see from me? Like, do you want to hear more about my experience? Is there something about my past that you feel like you can learn from? Like, should I create a video about things I wish I knew if I was a freshman doing engineering all over again? Should I recap my internship experience? Like, I still have my notebooks up there of just the type of work and the work that I was doing. So like, do you want me to go back through that? Would you like travel content? I love to travel, and I will be doing that a lot this year. Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, you might as well subscribe. I will be consistent in posting, but I am actually really excited to start doing this again, because this is something I kept picking up and putting down, picking up and putting down, picking up and pulling down, and I realized that I gotta get serious with this, because it's going to help so many people, whether it just be giving people just insight on a different type of life, like a life that they never envisioned for themselves. Because that was me. Like, a little girl, I was just dreaming about leaving Maryland and just trying to find a life for myself. And you know, had there not been people on YouTube who've shown me their college experience, or has shown me what life is like in their eyes and their amazing trips and stuff, like, I would have never known that the life that I was living would have existed out, and that the life that I wanted was just something I needed to pick up my 2 feet and start walking towards. So thank you for watching, and I'm hoping to build a community from this. Let me know in the comments below where you're from, if you're in college, where you are at in your career, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.